But even to this day, he was still like weirdly not like respected cops, but he still treated them like that. They're not all bad. We would troll the prostitutes on my block by like they were like a prostitute in her mind. I mean, it's a business. Yeah. So in her mind, she sees 5 dudes pull up. She's like, okay, we got a full day. Yeah. But for her, like that's what she's expecting. But like we pull up and we offer her donuts.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Isaac Abrams Show. I'm your host, Isaac Abrams. Today's very special guest, comedian, writer, actor, producer, and philanthropist, Saul Trujillo.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Let's plug everything right off the top. Where can we find everything? Is it
SaulComedy.com first, and then Saul Comedy on Instagram, Mulleted Madman on TikTok. Yeah, just come find me.
Mulleted Madman.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a nickname Steve gave me, but yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Steve.
Fury.
Mr. Fury. In this episode, we do a lot of Halloween stuff. It's Halloween as we're sitting here recording it, and we're dropping it today. Check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments, and enjoy the episode. Well, today, as we sit here and record this, it is Halloween.
Oh, my God.
It's October 31st. Do you have big plans for Halloween tonight?
Bro, it is probably, what am I, 38 now? The first Halloween where I'm like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, because I've been a big boy my whole life. I've been a little fat kid. This little fat version of myself my whole life. Okay. So Halloween wasn't fun. Like when you buy the whole Power Rangers costume and only leave with the Power Rangers mask that night. Yeah. Because the bottom part didn't fit. Right. Then you're like, fuck Halloween forever.
Yeah. You got to find outfits that like match your size.
That or just go bah humbug Halloween for the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah.
I think we passed out candy in our neighborhood, which was like quite dangerous. Yeah, which is we either turned the lights off or we're like prepped for like, because we lived in Stockton. Okay. So like we lived in not a great part of Stockton. Mm-hmm. So it isn't just like neighborhood kids. Like you present a candy. Like I present the candy and they go, let me get that restate. They're making requests.
Yeah.
Like, no, we give what you give you. And if you don't give them what you give you, your house is getting egged.
Egged. Or what's it with the toilet paper rolled?
Yeah, toilet paper rolled.
Yeah.
I would prefer the egging because I could just spray the egg off. The toilet paper roll, I've seen some TPs on some houses, some extravagant work where you're like, the whole house is a mummy. Yeah. Or like it was like webbing all the way across. It's just unfortunate cleanup.
You ever been forked?
No, what the hell's a fork?
They get a box of 1,000 forks and they just stick them all in your grass.
No, but I have been American flagged.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was the 4th of July, and I was so mad at my buddies, because this was in high school. They thought it'd be funny to get all the American flags that were like the little tiny ones across the lawns in like a neighboring town, because a neighboring town, Lodi, was pretty conservative. Mm-hmm. So like they took all the American flags off of that, like all the lawns there, and then they put them all on my mom's lawn. So it was like 100 American flags. Yeah. Like it was like so many American flags. I was so upset.
Yeah. There's a point at which patriotism just goes a little too far, I guess.
No, it wasn't. They're not even patriotic. They were being dickheads. Yeah. These are the same dudes who were like, we would troll the prostitutes on my block by like, they were like a prostitute in her mind. I mean, it's a business. Yeah. So in her mind, she sees 5 dudes pull up. She's like, okay, we got a full day. Yeah. But for her, like, that's what she's expecting. But like, we pull up and we offer her donuts. And if she said no, then we just drive away.
Did you like film it and put it on YouTube as like a prank channel or something?
Just being fucking dumb pranksters.
Just fucking
around in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like kids from richer neighborhoods. Like, let's go fuck around in the, like, we have a car. Let's go fuck around in East Side Stockton.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anybody get hurt doing that shit?
No. Luckily, it was playful enough for that. I wouldn't like take them to like anywhere else. No, it was fine. We were fine. Now I'm thinking back, like, we probably weren't fine.
Right. Yeah, you never know when like you do fucked up shit as a kid and you're like, how close did I ever get to like real danger that I didn't even know I was in?
Oh man, and it's not even close. It's being desensitized by the danger that's around you. It's like just accepting that. Like I was at a bus stop waiting for the bus one time and I just saw someone take speakers from a complete, like a whole setup, and it took them 10 minutes to do. And I'm sitting there eating a bowl of Cheerios, like the disposable ones, watching someone get their speakers robbed, just watching. And then I got on the bus and left. I didn't tell I just told somebody later, but I didn't tell no cops. I didn't say no one. I just I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Right. So they were stealing it out of a car?
They were taking it right out of a car.
Wow.
They were I had to have been the owner of whatever bakery it was, but they were like, it just like they pulled up. and then something that looked like it should have been fast. Like these were not professional robbers. Like they were like pulling too hard and like breaking stuff. I'm like, they're gonna take the speakers, but they're not gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something about car thieves on TV the other day because I've had the small window broken before, and I used to think that was thieves being kind because that's supposed to be the cheaper window to replace. But it turns out that's where the latch is to pop the seat down to check the trunk.
The whole time you look at the window like, at least this guy, look at this guy, pretty good thief, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Turns out the car that happened to me in, that window was no longer made. And it was 3 times as expensive.
Why have that window?
Yeah, you don't need it.
You don't need it. Like, if you're going to break the window anyway.
Right.
What's the deal? No, we just break the little window for that's very dumb.
Turns out if they were being nice, they'd smash the windshield because deductibles on windshields are cheaper than side windows.
Yeah.
Because, those got those Safe Light repair guys that'll just come in. It's like, dude, just sledgehammer my windshield out.
That's a PSA.
Yeah.
That's a PSA that should be happening in the Bay Area right now.
Right.
Like, look, if you're going to smash my window, please smash the front one.
Right.
Come in from the front. Yeah. And then you get the backpack you think you found, and then I don't have to pay for it.
Do you ever watch those YouTube videos of the guys that try and put like bait packages in cars and try and catch people stealing on camera?
Oh my God! Yeah. Are they the cops?
No,
they're just
it's
trolls.
A prank channel.
They're just oh my God!
Yeah. So because what happens is there's a camera in the box, so when you open it, confetti goes off and a fart bomb goes off. And then they can Bluetooth the video out. Like they get But word's gotten out in San Francisco that there's a channel like that. So if people see a regular box, they're like, I'm not stealing that shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You maybe take the heat off of that for a while, stop it for a year, and then the people doing that will go, boxers are cool again. And then do it again.
Yeah. But YouTube, you got to feed the beast like once a week.
You have to consistently keep doing it.
Like and subscribe. Yeah.
I think they're going to find more intricate ways to fuck with vagrants and mentally ill people.
Yeah, and we're all going to watch it.
Yeah, it's fucked up because it is entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it when the cops do it.
Right.
For the purposes of like you're going to, all right, this person's already going to break into a car, this person's going to steal, like you're allowed to fuck with them. But like when a cop has like a bait, like a bait bike.
Right.
A bait bike?
Yeah.
That's what we've come to. You're going to put a Huffy out there and then some fucking crackhead who's fiending is just like, I need this. And then, I mean, come on, man.
Right.
That's fucked up.
I'm going to turn this into crack soon.
Yeah, because you're not getting the highest of the high of criminals. You're getting fucking addicts.
Yeah. And they're going to get caught doing something this week anyway.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And then because I've been watching a lot of like, and it's unfortunate, I'm not like pro cop, a lot of body cam footage. Because it's like it's fucking wild to watch like white ladies go wild over DUIs, and then like watch like cops who aren't cool, like the cops like aren't cool, but like I mean like clearly like planting evidence, and then I'm learning stuff about the law as I'm watching it. So I was like, if you're a career criminal, you got to watch some of these body cam footages like game tape football. Like, this is what this guy did wrong, and he didn't read his Miranda rights. And I was like, I'm educating myself.
Yeah, because when we're on the road, you never know what cops you're gonna run into in small town.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Cops in small towns aren't like they are in LA. Like, LA, they don't have time for bullshit. They just got too much to do.
I get away with a lot of stuff in that. Like I definitely got a cell phone ticket. I was clearly looking at my cell phone. Yeah. But the motorcycle cop pulled over 2 cars at the same time. I've never seen that.
Wow.
He pulled me. He's like, you and me and this lady we were both on our phones. We both pulled over to the side, and she's immediately trying to argue with him right away. And I'm like, just give me a ticket. He's like, ticket, and I drove away. And you just hear her. I just drove away because I knew that that's not the battle to fight right now. The battle's in court.
Yeah.
That he won't show up to.
That's right.
And it's exactly what went down.
Yeah.
I went to court. I saw him there. He was there. He's in the building. And I was like, fuck. And then like when my name came up, he didn't show up. I was like, he was in the building. Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
And it was just, they just want you to pull you up. They don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah, they got their quota.
Yeah.
My thing about getting pulled over is that immediately I'm going to give that officer respect. Because he's you're either going to give it to him or he's going to take it from you. Yeah. And you're like, I don't have time for this shit. I was speeding. Like as soon as I stopped the car and put it in park, I put my hands out the window. Yeah. Because the first thing they ask you is like, do you have anything on you that could hurt me? And usually I have a pocket knife. So I'm like, sometimes I carry a knife. I might have it on me today. You're welcome to fucking search my person, but not my car.
Yeah.
And then I clearly deserve a ticket. And they're like, a lot of times they just let me off with a warning.
And see, that's cool. But other times, like, I come about it with cops, specifically about where I'm from and how I was raised. Like, my dad was shot in the stomach by cops.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but he was like, he explains it to me in the most like fucking neutral way of thinking. Like, he was like, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. I was legitimately hanging out with not great guys.
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, it was that period of time, and I was like, he explained it to me. He was like, not all cops are bad people. And I was like, if this guy, and he had a fucking scar that went deep into his stomach that was a cross. It was intimidating. It was intimidating. He was 5'1", about 150 pounds. But when he walked around the neighborhood, people assume like this guy's done something to get that. He go, who shoots someone in the belly?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cop that shot him in the stomach. But even to this day, he was still like weirdly not like respected cops, but he still treated them like that. They're not all bad. And I was like,
right.
That's because you could have totally turned me into like a gang member. Mm-hmm. He could have totally thugged me out like, fuck all the police. And I go, yeah, fuck, my dad was shot in the belly. You know what I mean?
That's right.
He's like, that's the son of fucking Crossbelly. You know what I mean? Something wild. Crossbelly. Yeah. Like, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, that's Crossbelly's kid right there, man. Don't mess with him.
Yeah, but my dad would use that to his advantage because like we would, like, my brother was getting jumped one time, and there was like a bunch of kids on bikes, and my dad just came out shirtless with just a bat, and he just started swinging at these kids, like, and he's just a tiny Mexican dude, and they're like fucking freaked out that this fucking just scarred up guy is coming at him, swinging at him, and then like I just remember that day, I'm like, oh, my dad's kind of intimidating for a tiny dude.
Yeah, crazy trumps all things when you're in,
yeah,
you know, because if you've seen people like that are about to get in a fight, they just go fucking super crazy, and you're like, I think I'm good on this guy.
Yeah.
So
from that mentality, it's like, specifically for the neighborhood that I grew up in, like, I can't even, it feels like online when I have a joke about police, I have a joke about cops, like, I have my own opinions about them, immediately goes, don't joke about that, don't even talk about them, don't even like, because if it's not in the negative, like, fuck them, if it's like comes from a neutral standpoint, don't even fucking joke about them, fuck cops, like, we love all your other, I was like, god damn, all right, fucking all right.
Yeah,
so it's kind of weird. Like, I'm trying to work on a set that has a cop joke, and I've tried it in like regular rooms, it does good, and then like I do it in like a more Latino black area, and it does blip, maybe.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I understand.
Yeah,
I have been racially profiled to where, like, in the most extent to where I get told to pull over, and then hands on the wheel, and then it's happened twice in Stockton, and then the guy will just drive off.
Yeah,
and I was like, all right.
Okay, have a great day. Yeah.
So if it's that in the most minimal, so I have nothing to complain about. But that was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It is weird.
But it's not like to say, so even from, but it's still then. I don't know. I don't know why we went from like Halloween to cops, but I just go right into it.
So you're going to be a cop for Halloween this year?
Nah, man. I think my wife and I were doing a purge duo.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. I like that. I feel like we need that in society.
Which, is there, I'm only aware that there's like 19 purges, but like, do you know
I only like the first two.
Yeah.
So it's just a cool, like, it's like a cool white mask, and it says God on it. It's just fun. It went to Spirit Halloween hack shit. Yeah. Because it's a last minute, like, we got invited to a Halloween party, and I've never been to a Halloween party where it's like I didn't roll my eyes at it. Yeah. Because of like being so humbug Halloween. To this time, like, I would either pass out candy as a kid or just not celebrate the holiday at all.
Yeah.
But my wife is like, she used to be a Wiccan, and she's like super, like, loves that, loves horror movies, and she's just like, this is my favorite holiday. So
do you like horror movies also?
Up until 2 years ago, it was a big no. But I'm married to a former Wiccan.
Yeah.
And then now I like it. What I don't like are the hacky. I don't like our hacky jump scares.
Okay.
Jump scares. I don't. If a movie solely reliable is like boo, like, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
If there's a deep substance behind like the script, or where like I feel, oh, this is evil, or like, then I love it. I think it's great. Like, we're getting into the Conjuring series. My wife is making me watch all of them.
Okay.
Making me, like, I'm allowing her to let me watch all of them.
Yeah.
And there some of them are good, some of them are bad, and like I see what, like, as a writer, you start to see where shit starts to fall apart. And I'm like, all right, why hasn't anybody made like horror movies, but like good. You know,
real
that's
scary.
my number one problem. It's like it's a jump scares and shitty writing, but I feel like that's what a lot of these horror people like. That's what they're in love with. They're so nostalgic with like the cheesiness behind it. I'm like, I don't get behind it. I don't like it.
There is something I've always wondered this. I've been in the film business on the commercial side for about 15 years, 16 years. I don't remember, but it seems like all my buddies that go off and like try and make their first movie, they can always raise funding for a horror movie.
Yeah.
But nobody's given up any money for comedy. It's like, well, we want to make this funny movie. It's like, I would get canceled for that. It's like, well, you can have a guy in a mask kill 1,000 people in 90 minutes.
Well, they're just trying to grasp on as to what they can still make money off of, understandably. Like society says it's okay that gore is cool, but you can't say these words in comedy. Like, you can't offend. Like, it is what it is. I mean, and you either accept the beast for what it is, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because I just make a good. For me, it's just I like horror movies now. Like, we're gonna watch. I think we're watching the new Exorcist tomorrow.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I hear nothing but bad things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the first one. I hated the first one You can't do it?
I can't watch it.
Really?
My parents took me to real life exorcisms in the church when I was a kid.
Oh.
So I've seen some crazy, like, this shit's real. Like,
well, that's different. That hits differently. You're just not a normal person.
No. It was like cult level.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I saw an exorcism live, I want to be a big fan of the exorcism movie.
No, because I'm like, is that going to come through the TV and get inside me? Is it going to,
Because it's both ways. Because it's either fear-based, which is what yours is.
Yeah.
Or it's like you're so into it, like, that movie's not realistic, man.
Yeah.
Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I can watch the boo scare hack and slash.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to watch anything. Like, the commercials for the Freddy Krueger movies when I was a child scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Like, I couldn't even go to sleep.
No, Freddy's the same way.
Yeah.
Fucked me up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then somebody told me the other day, they're like, rewatch it now or watch it for the first time, and it's a comedy.
It's hilarious.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't get
It's
past
so
his
funny.
face, but I might try and watch one.
And it fucks you up. It doesn't age well.
Yeah.
If you turn it right into a comedy, it's great. It's a great horror comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to take it serious, I remember I was like, oh, this is way more terrifying as a kid.
Yeah.
And that was like one of, like, I had vivid, I think I remember 3 dreams as a kid. It was like getting abducted by aliens, because I was terrified of aliens growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fire in the Sky was a movie that fucked me up.
Oh, yeah.
Fucked me up. Where they're dragging him across the floor and you just see the figure. I was like, that fucked me all up.
Yeah.
And then one of them was Freddy Krueger, but it was the most random. I think it was like watching Freddy Krueger and then like a lowrider show on TV, something. And then that night, it was Freddy Krueger running me over with a pink lowrider.
All the ways Freddy has to kill you, and he chooses a car.
And then I wake up and what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
It's just my brain fucking with me.
Yeah.
And then that was like, yeah, Freddy. But you watch them now. Like, my wife just showed me Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Probably has to be one of the worst movies I've seen my whole life.
They're pretty bad, right?
They're pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think I should watch one just to get it, just to purge it, just to go like, oh, these aren't scary. I don't have Freddy Krueger dreams anymore.
Yeah.
But I do have a reoccurring dream where, like, some guy is walking towards me.
Yeah.
Like a Jason character, hockey mask kind of thing. And he can only walk. He can't run. And if I get on a flight, he still has to walk towards me. But, like, I can outrun him or outdrive him. And that shit. It's like twice a year probably I have that dream.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you have any reoccurring dreams?
No, I don't dream anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's because I smoke a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like, I smoke a lot of weed. A lot, and then and I take edibles. So like, I feel like you don't dream. And I'm told, like, if you stop smoking weed, they'll come back. But I'm okay with nothing.
Yeah.
It feels nice to have your brain completely shut down. And I'm talking about, like, complete niceness.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to go. That'd be nice to feel nothing, to go from like nothing. So I'm okay with not dreaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with waking up to piss, and then hoping to go back to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I just recently started taking edibles to go to sleep. I was a big drinker. I was drinking to go to sleep, but
so you need something.
Yeah, just a little something to take the edge off.
I don't know, not even mentally. Like, to be honest with you, at this point, mentally, you're probably like, I need a little something. You actually physically might need that now. Like, you might not have a choice. Like, sobriety might cause your brain to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I got one of those brains that just runs. Yeah, just 8 things going on at all times. I've told this a bunch of times on this podcast, but Vegas is the most calming place in the world for me because there's so much stimulation that my brain goes, I can't process all of this, and it just relaxes.
Oh,
the floor of a casino is my favorite place to be.
That feels like ultimate ADD. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like back in my youth. I used to get teased because when I would do like drugs like cocaine, like the first time I had ever done cocaine, I was so tired that night. It was the first time I've done cocaine, but I was a lot heavier. I was like 420 pounds.
Wow.
So like I had done a line of cocaine. I was like high for like 5 minutes. And this is the same cocaine that caused my friends to fucking like rip an apartment, like a whole apartment in half, like fucking shit on the ground, TV's broken. I fucking blacked out.
You just
First line of coke, I just went to sleep.
Yeah.
I was so I wasn't even that drunk. It was just exhaustion and just being a heavier guy. I probably had a lot more breathing problems. So I was like dying. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And then I felt like I didn't know how good cocaine was until like the third, because it's my favorite thing. It was my favorite thing in the past until like I done it the third time. Like, oh, I get why this is a drug. It's always been in like a situation where I'm like, I was like extremely tired, where cocaine would have brought me back.
Yeah.
But now I was like, well, I was an animal. That's how I know I was like, oh, I was doing too much.
Yeah.
If cocaine if cocaine causes you to go to sleep, you're doing too much.
I didn't discover cocaine until my very, very late 30s.
Okay.
Because someone told me in my early 20s that a friend of mine had OD'd on it. And then that dude, when I was 36, added me on Facebook. He was married and had 2 kids. So I was like, this guy didn't die. I don't know who told me that.
What type of urban legend?
I remember the lady that told me. I remember the conversation.
You still believe it?
Yeah.
Zombie family.
Yeah. So that night, I knew somebody had it on them.
Okay.
And I was like, let's fucking try it. But before that, everybody knew to keep it away from me because I was super anti. But I never knew that my friends were on cocaine all the time. We would just stay up till 3, 4, or 5 in the morning. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same amount of energy as I do.
How fun is it?
But people are going to the bathroom a lot. Like, I never put it together. I was just like, this is way more fun to hang out.
It's the most fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun than anything in the whole world. And I just can't, as fat as I am, I can't be doing cocaine.
Man, it's, especially now, like, you can't trust it. It's like, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
Yeah.
It is tough. They're like, they have testers at like clubs now. I'm like, oh, we're all open about it now. They just don't want people to die.
Yeah, not here.
No, in the 80s and 90s, they're like, everybody's like sneaky. Now it's like, here's a fentanyl tester for maybe, I don't know, whatever you do.
Right.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, you get a wristband and a fentanyl tester when you check
You're
in.
like, okay, whatever. You're putting in your pocket.
Somebody told me the other day, it's like the best test strip is just like waiting an hour when you get to the party. Just watching everybody else. It's like, that's the worst test strip.
Nah, bro. You just have to, like, from what I understand, it's like you have to know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy, and that's too much having to know a guy.
That's a lot of people you don't want to know.
That's too many knows a guys. Yeah. And it's just and we're at comedy clubs, so it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I've been touring with Felipe Esparza.
Yeah.
And I love that guy, and he's sober. He's sober, but his crowds are not sober.
Nope.
So I'll be hanging about, and then they'll hit me with the saca la bolsita. He's like, pull out the bag. And I go, no, thank you. Today I have to go to sleep. I have a wife now, friend. I can't just do some fucking cocaine and try to find ladies.
With a random guy in Tulsa,
Yeah.
It
was worse. It was in Arlington. I know it was Arlington. It was one of those small Texas towns.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm the king of Arlington. I was like, all right, I'm not going to hang out with you.
I bet you are.
You're the king
sure
of
you
fucking... Oh, it's Abilene.
Abilene,
Texas.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm the king of Abilene. I get you anything. I was like, I think I've seen what Abilene can offer. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Nothing against Abilene.
Thanks for coming to the show.
If you're the king, then I'm the Duke of Abilene. You know what I mean?
Right. I got some
We're going
royalty.
hierarchy here.
I'm at least an earl or something.
And they just saw me do stand-up and I crushed. I was like, I think I'm coming for king.
Yeah. I'm going to let you hold on to this for me when I'm not in Abilene, but 2 nights a year, I'm going to be the king.
I'm excited, though. I'm going to my first Halloween party. Not only am I going to a Halloween party, there's something about going to a Halloween party with a chick, with a girl. Like, my wife's like, oh, I'm going to get dolled up. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, she's excited about it. Her getting juiced up about it gets me juiced up about it because I roll my eyes at everything.
Sure.
And my wife's a beam of, like, positivity and, like, and I'm like, I need that. Because I can be pretty. I have "you ain't shit" tattooed on myself to make sure that I don't judge so much. I'm like, oh yeah, calm down.
Facing you, on
facing
your
me
arm.
to make sure it's for me. But I like that she's excited. I like that she's like, we're doing the theme costumes and she's excited. And like, so she likes the holidays. So tonight is gonna be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. What are you doing?
No plans.
Whoa.
Yeah. Most people celebrate it on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird day to
Yeah.
sell the actual day. It's fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, today is Tuesday, October 31st. Most people celebrated like 3 days ago. But we had a show in Palm Desert, so we didn't really celebrate.
Do people show up?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I'm surprised. Like,
My headliner's crowd is a bit older. He was on AGT.
Okay.
So he's got a non...
Halloween. No, sir. That's not for us.
Nobody got any candy in Palm Desert this year. I'll tell you that.
They're all pre-diabetic or diabetic.
Yeah.
There's no candy to be had.
No.
There's a nice steak and a sensible salad. That's what's happening.
Yeah. We've been on a lamb chop kick on this tour.
Ooh.
So they're like, oh, what can we get you? And we're like, lamb chops. We've been trying the lamb chops in every town.
Is that just I like that little theme you got going on.
Yeah. We had them at a cigar bar just outside of Detroit, and we were like, let's see if anybody can top these lamb chops.
What's the nicest thing you've had on the road?
The nicest meal?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, it's probably those chops in Royal Oak, Michigan, which is just outside of Detroit.
That's cow country though, right? Like is that like
probably should have gotten some beef, but like there were 4 of us on that show. The headliner ordered the lamb chops, and the chefs they recognized them.
Yeah,
and they put extra love on it, and they were like, "We made these the best we've ever made, just for you." They came out and took a picture with them while we were eating.
You know, and I shouldn't say cow country. I should say like farm. Mm-hmm. Is that like that? That's what I meant. Like, so there's going to be a lot of lambs, obviously.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because I went to Toronto for JFL. Not the main Montreal, Toronto, but this was the night after Toronto. We drove down to Detroit. And flying into Toronto was way more farms than I had ever seen before in my whole life. And I'm from North Carolina. Like, that's farm country.
Okay.
But I didn't expect to see farms in Canada for some reason.
What do they farm in North Carolina?
Tobacco.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What does that smell like as like raw? Because I grew up in Stockton. Okay. So Stockton, Manteca, Lodi, Modesto. That's all like the difference on the agriculture. It's going to be cherry, asparagus, a lot of dairy. So it's like asparagus in Stockton. So there's pears, and so that all of California is a vast landscape of like from Southern California down. Like you can grow everything and anything. Mm-hmm. The amount of agricultural and fruit coming, I could talk it for days just because I was around it. You know what I mean?
I've been on a kick for like rotational and subsistence agriculture all through Pandy. Like I want to get some land and grow my own food.
Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
Yeah, you know exactly who grew your food. You did.
I want to do avocados.
Ooh.
Because my dad had avocados in Mexico, and like he would talk about it. Picking them, I was like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
But I would remember like my dad coming home with like cherries, like by the bucket, because my dad was a cherry picker and a grape picker. It depends on the season. Yeah. So like I could talk, like that's great. Yeah.
Well, Monterey told me that you're a bit of a chef. You like to cook.
Yeah, and that all came about like I've always been taught, like been knowledgeable how to cook. Cause my grandmother, she owned a bakery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she owned a bakery, so she's always beans, rice, just the classic Mexican staples.
Yeah.
Soups and all that. But I always knew how to cook in that, and I was cooking for my little brother like when we were like really Mexicans. Like there was no babysitter. Like I was the babysitter at like 10.
Sure.
And I would cook eggs for like my brother, and like I'd take care of him like that. So I went to culinary school, but that didn't come about because I had a terrible gambling addiction from 18 to I'd say about 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like sports stuff?
No, bro. Like seedy casinos.
Okay.
We're talking about like a Chinese casino you've never heard of.
Oh,
I'm
like
playing
underground
blackjack,
shit.
like underground shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're popular here. Like you got the bike and you got all that. But while I was, I had gambled away all my college units, my community college units, and all my money that I was going to spend to go back to college. So I had to figure out a plan without telling my family that I was gambling again. I fell off the wagon. So I had seen a commercial for a trade school version of Le Cordon Bleu.
Okay.
It's Le Cordon Bleu Sacramento.
All right.
So, and I was like, I'm going to go there. And I told my parents, I'm going to be a chef now like grandma. I fucking dropped my grandma's name. They're like, oh, it's going to be great. You don't know what you're doing in college. And then I went to trade school. And in trade school, while I was becoming a chef, some of my friends that I had made there, like they were like, bro, you're so funny. You should try stand-up. And that was in culinary school. I didn't even think about doing stand-up till I went to culinary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was 2008.
Okay.
And then I started stand-up in 2010, 2 years later.
And then how long after that were you a door guy?
Oh, man. I was a door guy from 2021 till about 6 months ago.
When you got your name on the wall.
When I got mine. It took me less than 2 years to to get past.
Wow.
And I didn't. When she had told me that my name was in the running, I was like, I just got here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
How's it feel?
It felt great, but I felt like, I don't know, graduating college and you're a sophomore. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be there for like I wanted to be there for another year.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love blue collar work. Like,
do they make you stop door guying when they put your name on the wall?
They don't, but it's not a good look if you're there still.
Yeah.
It's not a good look because now it's like, you got it. Your name's on the wall. Go fucking tour. Go fucking, people like go be a door guy. Go represent the comedy store. Now you're one of the soldiers. Yeah. That's what it looked like. Joey Diaz romanticized it. Like when I hear him talk about it, I'm like, I think about it like that. So that's what I think about. So when you're still a door guy there, it's like, come on, man. What are you doing?
Time to get out of the nest and fly around.
Yeah.
Did you get like, I've talked to, I think I've had 8 or 9 door guys on the show. And they all kind of say a similar thing, but in different ways. Like, did you think how did it happen for you when you got your name on the wall? Was it like instant agent, or did you already have an agent, instant manager? Did you get like...
Because of the Comedy Store, I had a manager. Like the booker put me on a Netflix showcase, and then an assistant of the current manager that I have now was watching. And I remember, I don't know how to talk to anybody, but my buddy Stephen Fury was just like, go talk to him. He's like, go fucking, it's like courting a girl. I'm like, all right.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. And he ruled.
Yeah.
He's great. He was so awesome. And he talked to my current manager and set up a coffee meeting. And it was, that's been so helpful because now I got JFL and then I got Comedy Central, and it felt like it was so fast. It all happened so fast. Yeah. And to this day, like you kind of like, man, should I have waited longer? But like, no, I've been doing comedy 13 years. This is about right. It's just I haven't been in LA that long, so that's why it feels like false valor. You know?
Yeah. I like hearing stories about fast shit though, because I started comedy super late. I started when I was 38 and 44 now.
Okay.
But I took all of Pandy off to just podcast.
Okay.
So I wasn't doing any sets at all for like 2.5 years. So I don't really count that.
Good on you. Was it because you wanted to be safe, right?
No, I was in the club every night with my camera taking pictures, but I wasn't going up.
Okay.
So I was networking.
You didn't give a fuck.
I didn't give any fucks because all the shows were outside.
No, I mean, you're just like, you remember that dark period of time where all LA comedians were like, if you're out right now, you're a part of the problem. Okay? But then I'd see those same LA comedians at a rooftop show, and I go, what the fuck? How are you here and saying what you're saying online? This is crazy.
Yeah. The next slide in their stories is like, come out tonight at 8:00.
Shut the fuck up and just be a super spreader like the rest of the LA scene.
Right.
Secretly. And shut up with your... so annoying.
Yeah, I was at... I think Jam in the Van was the first thing to open up first because it was outside. So I was there every night that I could be, that I knew anybody on the lineup. And then eventually they started letting me in the green room and taking like candid pictures like that. Then I started going to the Laugh Factory with Mark Hayes, and then the Laugh Factory would just start letting me in. Dan, the door guy over at the
Dan
Australian
is
guy.
Probably one of my connections to the Laugh Factory. It's one of the clubs that I've always want to get past, and I've been past 2 to 3 times, and then I get unpassed again.
Yeah.
And I'm at this point where like I'm just saying it here right now. I don't give a fuck. You can release this part. It is what it is. Right. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you started taking pictures at the Laugh Factory.
Started doing Jam in the Van, Laugh Factory, and then I eventually just started going to the Improv until Rita was kicking me out all the time. And I was like, I just DM'd the club at the Improv, and I was like, hey, I'm tired of getting kicked out. Can I like get on the roster? If like Troy Conrads or Liz were, you know who they are?
Yeah.
If they're out, can I just be third string? And they were like, they emailed me, sure, and they sent me a link, and I filled out some paperwork online, so I work at the Improv now.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm on staff there as a photographer.
Yeah.
But speaking of Steve Fury, him and I and Drew Lynch did the Brea Improv this summer, and then Steve took me a week later when he headlined, and I did some camera stuff for him, and he let me do 10 minutes.
Dude, he's one of the best dudes.
Love Steve. He's been on the show.
Yeah, that's my boy. Like he was always been super. So he laid out the blueprint for me. He literally, like, it's because he was like, you come here, you put your time in, you put your time in the LA scene. They figure out you're funny. We'll get you a spot to become, as soon as its time is right, you become a door guy, and then you get passed, and it all happened the way he said it was going to happen. Yeah. And then like when I needed a place to stay, he was there. Like he would always check on me because this is when I was living in my car. I was living in my car when I first got here, And he would always make, and he was like my Sherpa, and he's like one of my boys. So I couldn't speak more highly than another person.
And his story's great. If you haven't heard it, we're not going to recount it here, but it's episode like 80 something. But his story from coming down from, did you know him up north too?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay.
We toured in Montana with some cowboy who doesn't do it anymore, but like we have it like so many stories from just that 1 week. Like he's my boy.
Are you guys still doing the pod?
Unfortunately, no, man. We've tried. We've tried 3 different variations of something that just either it doesn't it gets no views or the social media aspect, the platform keeps kicking us off. We had this thing called Punching Up, which was I've never been so excited to do something. I would get butterflies on my stomach doing something because it was just it's Mystery Science Theater but for street fights. So we'd put a street fight that's popular on Instagram, and then we put our little heads right here and we commentate. It would go ding ding, and it's us rapid fire jokes.
Yeah,
and they're good jokes.
Just off the dome too, right?
No, sometimes be off the dome, or we'd rehearse the jokes to make it come off the dome. Because just be realistic, we want to crush.
Yeah.
So if we can write something but make it come off as organic for the audience, like that's what we do. But it used to be off the dome. But sometimes we'd be bombing and be like, oh, we can't. This has to be semi-written. This has to be
take 2.
Yeah, take 2. So and then we were getting traction, and we get organic fans, and then we were just getting the Instagram warnings like violation because of. Sometimes it wasn't even because of the fight. It was because of the shit that we were like. But it's like, these are people like fighting in public. These are people just taking it to the extremes. Why are we not allowed to say shit about them clearly not giving a fuck?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
So you're just like combing through World Star or like TikTok or whatever and finding fights and stuff?
Man. Because there's Instagram takes down fights immediately because it's against violations of violence. So, but there's these pages that create backup pages, and they'll keep posting the same fight, but they know they're gonna get taken down.
Right.
We are 2 comics that are just commenting on these videos, and it hurts our feelings when it get taken down. It's like, I'm not gonna make a backup page. We're not.
No.
We need you guys are going to take that down too.
A backup page feels like it's like for a OnlyFans chick where it's like, if these titties are too extreme, go over here and see my other titties. It's exactly the same picture.
And they're covered up a little bit more.
Yeah. But that's a bummer that they took your videos down. Man.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So then we were like, it's not worth the squeeze anymore. We stopped having fun doing it. Yeah, so they were fun doing it, but then they take them down. You're like, what's the point?
Seems like that would be more suited to a platform like Rumble. Have you ever heard of Rumble?
Nah.
It's YouTube, but for people that there's absolutely no censorship.
Yeah.
So you can say literally whatever you want to, and there are people on there that are saying all the things.
I'm not calling out the Sklar brothers, but we can't do it now because the Sklar brothers now do our exact idea, but with UFC fights.
Oh, really?
I mean, they don't know.
But UFC doesn't get taken down because it's sanctioned.
Because I guess I don't know. Plus they got it's like SportsCenter or whatever. I'm not saying that's, but it's the exact same almost.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
And they can film that if even one of them is sick. They'll just shoot one of them twice.
And I don't even know if it's still on the air or not. It was just like I was like, oh, that looks just like Punching Up. Whatever.
Yeah. That's always interesting when something very similar to one of your creative ideas.
It's not that original of an idea. You just put up something. It's pretty but I feel like that could be common thought, real easy. But it's fine.
Well, maybe you'll find a way to bring it back.
Maybe we'll find a way, or we'll find something that sticks. Because I really want to. It's just a buddy that you really want to do something with.
Yeah,
like you really want to do content with. Like I would have him in a show. He'd be part of a writing staff. It's like that.
Yeah.
Would
you guys ever just do like a 2 fellas podcast, like Bad Friends or 2 Bears or something like that? Just you and him chatting it up?
I think that's the one thing we haven't tried because we're so scared of it's been done. It works sometimes with some people,
Yeah. Who thought Bad Friends was going to be the #1 podcast in the world?
Is it currently the #1 podcast in the world?
But for a while.
It was at one point?
It was the highest grossing monetized comedy podcast for a while.
Holy shit, good for those 2.
Yeah, they were making an insane amount of money.
That's great.
Yeah, and then of course the tour now.
Yeah. It's funny because they're both. I love Bobby because watching them as a door guy, just watching Bobby Lee crush and and then Santino crush on and off, and it's cool. Good for them. Yeah. I don't mean that in like a kiss ass way. I'm like, good for those dudes.
Yeah, I was on the staircase at the Improv the other day, and Sebastian was up. And Bobby was waiting on the stairs next to me. He's like, fuck, this is going to be so hard. oh, I can't believe. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You're Bobby Lee. You're gonna crush.
You're a cartoon character.
Yeah.
They're not gonna fucking TV laugh at a cartoon character.
Yeah.
You put, and when a joke doesn't land, you just pull your pee-pee out. You're gonna smash, dog.
Yeah, I don't. It's just weird to see somebody that you would never think get nervous, like act nervous.
I mean, anxiety is anxiety, and he's gonna have it when if he has it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My wife, I'm surprised when she gets nervous in specific times, and I'm like, oh, that's just anxiety that I can't explain because I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch people get nervous over different things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like some people are scared of heights. Some people are scared to fly.
Yeah.
Like,
this is kind of a fun story that was told on Bad Friends, but it's about Bobby. I was a door guy in the original room. I was like watching the room, and out loud, I have to explain my side of the story. I don't know if they'll ever watch it. I'm just laughing at Jeremiah Watkins, but then I also see him set up his camera, and I go, I kind of say it out loud. I go, it'd be pretty funny if somebody fucked with his camera. And Bobby Lee's next to me.
oh no.
And I don't know Bobby like that. I just think say the words, it'd be very funny if someone did it. Mm-hmm. But I don't mean do it.
Right.
And he does it. He fucks with his camera, and Jeremiah needed it for like, I don't know, he was filming for something.
Right, like a submission to
and
like.
that's also a very
night.
Expensive camera.
Yeah. Oh, did he break it?
No, but he's a raccoon person putting his paws on expensive stuff. So then, and then Jeremiah's like, "What the fuck?" He goes back over to me, and I'm like, I kind of told him, I was like, "Hey man, I out loud said it'd be funny if he did it," and he did it. He was like, "So this is your fault?" I go, well, "I didn't know he was gonna do it." Like, Bobby Lee is a sponge. If you tell him to do something, he's gonna do it. I go, "Oh well, duly noted."
Right.
And then like I got put on. I think he said he put me on his list. I hope he's joking. I love you, Jeremiah.
He has a list?
I guess. I don't know.
Seems like the last person that would have a list.
I hope not.
Yeah. Jeremiah's great. He did this show. But he came in pretty low energy. I guess the kid kept him up all night.
I'm going to test this theory whenever I'm around Bobby and I want something done. I'm like, man, that'd be pretty cool to rob that bank or something wild.
It'd be really funny if a headliner gave me $10,000 right now.
He'd probably just throw his own feces in my face, knowing Bobby.
Do you know his brother, Stevie?
He comes around more. I've been seeing Steve around more, but no, I think we've interacted here and there, but we really officially know each other now.
Yeah. Well, I'll get back to the Halloween questions in a second, but
I keep trailing off, man. You're good.
No, you're doing awesome. This is a great episode. We're 45 minutes in already. I can't even believe it.
Oh, cool! Wow.
With the Felipe thing.
Yeah.
Did Felipe pick you up, or did your manager set you up with that?
No, man. Felipe is like everybody else. He watches a lot of social media, and I guess he saw my video on Instagram. One of the ones that went viral, and he's like, from there, he's like, I knew you were funny, and then he hit me up, DM me, and then I did his podcast, and then his manager hit me up for dates. Nice. And that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And man, he's the best, dude. And
I've never met him, but he seems awesome.
Dude, he's so sick. Because we have almost the same personality. Like it's like he just likes to hang out and like he talks music, he talks what's on TV, and like and we just in there smoking, blazing it up, and it's just like the vibe that I was like, oh, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
This is what I like a lot.
Yeah. And so much of that relationship between like working for somebody on the road is about the hang, because you're really only working for like 2 hours a night.
Yeah.
You just spend a lot of time on airplanes and fucking cars and trains and shit. So the hang has to be perfect. The chemistry's got to be.
But every comedian likes to hang late. And I'm like, fuck, I tap out at like, after my late nights, I struggle to stay awake at the store just because I'm on edibles the whole time.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean if you're on edibles or smoking the whole time, you can't stay up till 3-4 in the morning. I'm out by midnight.
Yeah.
So, but I had a struggle. I went to bed at like 1:30, and I've been dragging ass the whole day last night. But the hang could be tough. Like I hang during the day, but then I sometimes I'll have to like excuse myself, and they'll be like mid watching The Big Lebowski.
Right.
But then just like, all right, Starbucks is going to bed. That's the nickname they've given me.
Yeah. Well, if you got a nickname on the road, that's always a good sign, though.
But don't, in a car full of Mexicans, say we should get Starbucks.
As like Starbucks?
Yeah.
Did they light you up for that?
Like, did you say Starbucks? Like, I did, sir. They lit me up, but they were like, "Oh, he's just taking it." And I was like, "Yeah, give me this nickname. I don't give a shit."
Starbies is a fucking cool nickname.
Pretty sick nickname, dude.
Yeah.
It's like an '80s rock star.
What's up, everybody? I'm Starbies.
What's up, Starby?
Hello, Cleveland.
Nah, but he like his other opener, Rodrigo Torres and Martin Rizzo and Butch Escobar, and then Larry Bubbles Brown. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. He's like an old '80s com. See, he's like their openers, and they're also like magnificent hangs, good people, and it's just we just go eat bad food and smoke weed, and it's across the country, and it's probably I'm 38, and I'm like, dude, this is the fun. I'm having the most fun right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I have almost the exact opposite experience. My headliner is sober except for the summertime. Which he'll drink with his wife, who's from a different country. He'll go overseas and drink with her all summer. But then when it's business time, he's like, no drugs or alcohol from like August all the way.
Is that a business mindset?
It's just how he likes to work.
No, I understand. No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
How I would never be able to go, man, I'm just smoking weed during fucking from June to August. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it. He's a very productive human being. But he's a breakfast guy. So like we do brunches. He likes to find the fanciest brunch spot in every city, which is nice.
Nice.
And we've started instead, like everybody used to get their own entree, but we've started ordering like for the table, and I get a little bite of the waffle. You get to try a little bit of the hot chicken.
That's the dream.
Yeah, it's super awesome. I'm glad he's a foodie. We eat really well. And then his feature is also sober. So it's like after the show, we'll all go to like one room and eat Skittles or something and like tell fart jokes, but it's all business, which is great because I like to drink, but it keeps me, I'm sober on the road and then I drink when I'm at home.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
because you've now set your mind for business like that, and you're hanging out. I like to make other people around me as comfortable as possible.
Right.
I'm always the guy who's like, "You like this music? Do you know what I mean?" Like I've always been because what's it to me? I don't give a shit. I'm hanging out either way. So if like somebody wants to listen to rap or if somebody wants to like, "Hey, could you not drink here?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I don't give a shit." I'm not that dedicated to drinking.
Yeah.
Smoking too. Like I will be but I would have trouble. I would at least need to go, all right, I have to excuse myself for an hour. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go smoke a blunt. And then, like, if you need me to, I'll perfume up if you want. Mm-hmm. That's as far as for, but I can't do it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's also that dynamic that nobody really coaches you on about that hang is like, the headliner, it's his choice, right? It's his tour. Of
course, it's his
right?
thing.
Yeah, and a lot of guys are like,
you're lucky to be there.
I've heard people talk back. Like, no, I don't really want to go there. It's like, I don't really care what you want. Like, he wants to do that, so we're all going to fucking go do that. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm being specific on who he is, but like.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I understand.
Where it's like, why would you ever negate what the headliner wants?
Yeah, because it's like, dude, you're working for him, and on top of that, like, just be cool, man. Yeah. Just hang out. Yeah.
I wrote down some Halloween questions, and I think you answered a few of them just in the normal run of it. Because we talked about nightmares already. That was one of the questions. What's the most scared you've ever been in your whole life?
It was a nightmare. I was a child, and I had this as a teenager. I woke up in tears. I was a child, and then my mother didn't recognize who I was. She kept trying to leave me at a chair, and I kept going back to her. And she's like, "I don't know who you are," and she kept leaving me at a chair.
Wow!
And that was the most. I woke up with a cold sweat in my heart, and I was like, "Oh, I have like abandonment issues or something." I had no idea, but that was the most. That nothing can, like the devil can't beat what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was traumatizing.
The heightened sense of fear in a dream.
Yeah, because it was it wasn't just a teenager's fear. It was like a child's fear. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I was in tears. I remember being in tears, like watching myself, a little version of me in tears as my mother going, "I don't want you, you're not mine." And going like that, and I go, what the fuck, man?
Were you watching it from above when you did this motion?
Yes.
So you were astral projecting a little bit?
Yes, it was astral. Yeah, it was fucking, it was scary.
Did you ever do that on purpose as a kid?
No.
Astral projection?
No.
I used to fly around my neighborhood.
What?
I used to get excited to go to sleep because I could get out of my body and I could fly over, and I could see the tops of the houses. I'm sure I was just imagining it, but I could get out of my body until I was like 9 or 10.
What?
Yeah.
This feels like a child's movie superpower that you should write.
For some reason, I could never go over 150 feet. I don't know why.
the specifics behind
Very
that?
specific.
It's like that's the deep end of
It's like-
astral projection.
Yeah, at 151, you just start fluttering down to the earth. But
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a movie behind the specifics
yeah,
of
I
this.
think it's called Peter Pan.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Fuck.
just fly away to Never Neverland and then come back before you wake up. But
Yeah, but any other questions?
yeah, Halloween stuff related specifically.
Yeah, by all means.
What's the most scared you remember? We already talked about your favorite Halloween costume.
Oh, you The Exorcist. Can I ask why?
Yeah, we sort of touched on it a little bit. My parents would take me to like revivals, and people.
Oh
would
yeah,
be-
yeah.
Yeah, and like just watching things leave other humans and watching their whole like shit change in real life is just.
Did you believe in it? Like,
Yeah,
you believe
oh,
that
yeah.
there was a demon in there.
I did at the time. I don't know what it is now. What I would
Are you still religious?
not as religious. I have the core values that like I was brought up with.
Yes, of course.
I think Christianity has some like super sweet like great rules to live by. Like the 10 Commandments are pretty much like
Pretty
great-
standard?
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
list of like do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Do I believe in heaven and hell anymore? No. The more that I've gotten into like hallucinogenics and like science, the more I think that like we're just a reoccurring energy force, and we all come from the same thing. We all go back into the same thing. I don't know if you come back as a cricket or a grasshopper or like I don't know what happens after this, but I just don't believe that you go somewhere and burn forever if you're a bad person. Because I don't think there's bad people. I think there's bad circumstances and bad upbringing.
Whoa, this is like fucking deep.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Pete Holmes.
Deep thoughts. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was like in it too.
He goes
Yeah.
hard on that whole
Yeah.
front.
Because I consider myself agnostic. So a lot of the stuff like scary movies, anything that was demonic, that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because of like the amount of like the devil gets you, like the devil's this, devil's that, and then I was raised by a person like my dad in Mexico. Like his mother, he told me that his mother would when he was bad, when she wanted to spank him, he would run out into the cornfields. And then he would hide from her to not get spanked. And then her manipulation tactics to get him back would be screaming to the cornfield, go, all right, that's fine. You don't have to come back, but the devil's out there and he's going to get you if you don't come home.
Oh my God.
And he's a kid.
Yeah.
So he comes home and he gets his ass fucking whooped because it's my mom. It's not the devil. I'll get past the ass whooping as long as it's not the devil.
Yeah.
So that's the person who raised me. So there's a trickle down effect of something like that.
Yeah.
So I can't watch The Exorcist.
Right.
I'd rather have not being in the cornfield thing.
Yeah. When you met your wife, did the Wiccan thing turn you off at first? No. Because
I'm asking my wife to put devil horns on while we fuck.
Nice.
It's fucked me up like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like horny for it.
Would you ever consider it to be demonic?
What?
The Wiccan stuff? Or is that
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's got to be. And our witches serve the devil. That's like what the court, like what it is. So I think a little bit, but like I feel like their version is like worship the earth and like I don't want to keep listing stuff without being disrespectful because I will. I was just like little incantations to make puppies not cry or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it just all witches and Wiccan and like all that kind of stuff. When I was a kid, got lumped into like that's of the devil. Like so like I have friends that consider themselves to be white witches and they only practice good crystal stuff, and I'm like, okay,
all
so there's
right,
a good and bad side of everything.
Take it easy.
I don't know enough about it to actually
all right, we're
keep
getting
talking
into the
about
subgenres of fucking this goofballery.
Yeah, but then again, it was okay for me to watch The Wizard of Oz, which had a good and a bad witch in it.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, what side of the fence are we going to sit on? My parents, like, they were pretty religious, but they would always make exceptions for stuff that they wanted to watch.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
But it was just like that. But now, I think my wife told me to watch The Exorcist, and then had me watch The Exorcist, and it's a laugh riot.
Yeah.
Now because I
the old one.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah.
The old one's hilarious. It's fucking so funny because I don't have that the Catholic. I don't want to say manipulation, but like the beliefs are diluted now. They're not as there anymore. So I'm like, this is hilarious. Like I get high and I watch demonic stuff, and my wife just lets me riff because that's what I do when I'm scared. That's why I get upset when I like people, the old hack joke of like black people yelling in a movie theater or like talking in a movie theater. It's because they're scared. They're riffing the evil. Like that's what it is. And that's what I'm like, we can never go to a movie theater and watch a scary movie. So I'm like, don't go in there. I would legitimately don't go in there, please. And this isn't a joke.
It's not.
That's my theory about black people in movie theaters.
Maybe it's not just black people.
Or whoever
maybe it's
talks.
Just scared people.
It's literally them riffing through the movies like, please don't go in there. Like, go a different way.
Yeah. I've never thought about that. That is insane.
Yeah.
Because I'll do it at home.
Yeah.
Because I don't go to the movies anymore because of people that talk and they're on their phones the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'll wait 3 months. Everybody's already blown the plot. Doesn't matter. But I get to watch it at home, pause it. I can make food.
It is healthy though now. Like now I don't. Now I can sleep now. Isn't it like I've been able to do like with the light completely off. I don't need I don't even need the phone on.
Yeah.
My wife needs the phone on, but I let her have the phone on. But I don't even need a podcast on. It used to be like I gotta have something because if I hear a little in the background or fucking. I'm done.
Yeah, I live alone, so I have to have a little something going. Otherwise, it'll be like, what is that? You know?
Yeah, that's all it is.
And it's always something. And I live near a bar, so people are always making noise till 2, 3 in the morning. So I have my AC going no matter what time of the year it is.
That's so helpful.
And just a
something. And then that AC turns off. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm about to die.
Yeah. It's like, what? Who turned the AC up?
Was it the devil?
Yeah, it's definitely the devil. It's definitely the devil. There's 4 of them. It's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. They're on horses. They're in my bedroom.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My mom that reminds me, my mom used to pray that like 4 angels would sit on my bed and protect me all night with big, large swords. And I used to have these dreams that the angels would turn into demons and attack me because my mom invited them into the room.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's scary child shit. I haven't even had that memory other than right now in forever. Maybe it's just Halloween. Yeah.
Just bringing up dreams and the devil, that's all.
Yeah.
That's terrifying because would you tell stop praying for these angels to come and get me,
I don't
Mom.
need any more protection. I need protection from you, Mom. Yeah. Stop praying for me.
Oh, 2 can play at this game. I pray for them to come to you.
Yeah. I'm like, can y'all go in her room, scare her now?
She's the one. Yeah.
I think that's why I really liked having a cat when I was a kid.
Do you not have a cat now?
I don't have a cat now. I don't have any animals right now. I would love to have a cat and a dog.
Well, yeah,
but
I get that exact. We're gonna get another cat, and we're probably gonna have. At the end of the day, me and my wife will end up with 2 cats and 2 dogs.
Yeah,
I'm deathly allergic. Not deathly, but I'm very allergic to cats and dogs.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like my wife will only take a Benadryl, and I'm like that's. I just scratching myself raw around the apartment. It's not good.
But the love of that little fur ball.
Yeah.
Have you ever raised a kitten and a puppy together?
No.
It's the best. Because the cat takes all the best attributes of the dog. And the dog takes some of the cool attributes of a cat. So the dog is less needy, but the cat can fetch.
Yeah.
And it'll come when you call it.
I need them to live enough of a separate, independent life to where they come together that if one of them dies, the other one doesn't get depressed.
Yeah.
You bring them up together, you're like, well, that was my best friend forever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have that.
Yeah. Somebody's got I forgot who it was. They have the joke about like, if you have a dog that pees on the carpet, you get another dog. And then whoever pees on the carpet first, you shoot it in front of the other dog, and then that'll never pee on the carpet again. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
That's just a fucked up joke.
That's a terrible joke. Yeah. And it's funny because those are the types of jokes you could be able to get away with in the 90s. Now that we're so like pro dog and cat, I mean, Jesus Christ. I can't make a dead cat or dead dog joke without, I mean, I do homeless people jokes that crush, and I do one joke about a dead dog, and people are just like, hey, fucking calm down.
Yeah, they turn on you.
Shut the fuck up right now. Those are sweet puppies. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I call them dodos. You know the dodo videos?
Yeah.
Those videos about like someone rescued a potbelly pig and they put him in a tuxedo and they're like, this is, and my wife loves those videos.
Yeah.
Videos of animals getting rescued.
Man, then there's plenty of people out there to rescue animals. The thing about the pigs is that they're kind of like reptiles. They'll grow to the size of the container. Right?
Yeah.
So if you get a small container, you can have a small alligator if you want to, for as long as you want. But if you fuck around, you can have a 400, 500 pound pig in your living room.
Yeah.
But pigs are smart, man. I love pigs.
Yeah. I had we at the farm that I lived on for 3 years before I moved to LA. It was other comics. We had potbelly pigs.
Oh, nice.
And it was my buddy who got all fucking drunk, and he went to like a farm auction. He was like, dude, I was all fucked up. And I was
Just
like,
comes home with pigs.
he came home with, that's exactly what happened. He came home with a pig.
Wow.
And then he was like, well, we need to get her a friend. And he came,
Yeah.
got drunk, got another, and then like, but there was boy girl. Then they mated. Then the boy got aggressive, so we had to get rid of the boy. But it was like, it was fun.
They'll make 6 to 9 pigs per litter, and they'll mate twice a year.
Yeah, so
I mean, if you like bacon,
shitty mistake.
Yeah,
we gave away a lot of pigs.
Yeah,
we kept one of them, and eventually they I think he ended up having he gave them to like some other farmers, but they were like potbelly pigs. People think potbelly pigs are small, right? Yeah. Like you said, this was the size of what you probably imagine a regular pig looks like. Mm-hmm. It got so big. We fed it everything, like cantaloupe rinds.
Yeah,
like, yeah. It would eat almost. Oh, I'm not ashamed. I'll tell this joke. It's not a joke, but it's like I'll tell this story. I would get very drunk and like high on edibles and mushrooms. One night we did that. We went to go get a bunch of Taco Bell, which was like 10 miles out. So we're eating the taco. We come back and I'm eating the Taco Bell in the car, and I'm getting like fucking kind of nauseous. I'm not feeling good, but I'm like, I'm not just gonna throw up. That's wasteful. In my fucking mushroom head, I'm like, I'm green, dude. I'm gonna give this to the pig. So then my buddy films me puke baby bird feeding a pig, and the pig is just like up top. It's
like farm to
eating
table,
at the air, farm to table direct. Wow. And I just showering it with my
and it's just loving it. It's having the time of its life.
The time of its life. Yeah. It's in there like Flashdance with vomit. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And then my buddy's filming it, and then he's like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm fucked up, man. I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
And I could probably find the video somewhere. The grainy footage of me puking into a pig's mouth.
I mean, you got an audience now. You can put it up on your platforms. See what happens.
It's just like, don't do drugs, all right? No, at least don't do all the drugs at once and then think you can eat food.
And if you do the drugs, make sure you have a pig you can donate your leftovers to.
So gross.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's a pretty good segue into the last question. This is how we end. I ask everybody the same question. What's the best meal you've ever had in your whole life?
Oh, man.
And while you're thinking of it, I'll quantify it. Most people take it one of two ways. Some people go best restaurant they've ever eaten at, or the best meal that they've cooked or someone's cooked for them. It's usually one of those two.
It was the last time my mother and my grandmother cooked together before my grandmother got really sick. They made a pozole, and they made it like the authentic way. Like a lot of these restaurants, because of whatever reasons, maybe different recipes, cut corners. So they don't do it like the disgusting way, which is like getting a vat full of water and putting a cow hoof and a pig hoof and getting the collagen and all the bone, all that gristle out. That takes hours to boil out of.
Yeah. And
then adding layers of ingredients, and then adding the meat, and then adding the vegetation, then adding the spices. And it's like a whole 4 or 5 hour process that my mother that my grandmother was teaching my mom, that I think my grandmother wanted to make sure that my mother had it. And I mean, nothing against my mom. She makes a good pozole, but that day, because my grandmother was holding her hand, like they made the best meal of my life. And I remember sitting there with like the bowl in my and like a piece of bread and like eating it, and like I can remember the perfection, I call it. That's my ratatouille moment. And I'm still searching. That's why I don't eat pozole. I'll make it sometimes. Yeah. I'll make it, but I don't know what I'm chasing, because I don't think I'm ever going to get that flavor.
Right.
But I'm hoping that I'll find it someday, and I don't think I'll find it until I probably go to Mexico. I think some random, and it won't even be like it'll catch me off guard. It'll be some random old Mexican lady, and I'll be sitting down. I'm like, I'll get pozole, and then I'll eat it, and then I'll start crying.
Like a side.
Yeah, I'll just start crying. Yeah, I can already feel it. Yeah.
Is there was there a recipe that was ever written down?
No,
is there something?
Fuck no.
It was all up here.
Yeah.
And so you got to just chase it.
Yeah, that's how everything was with my grandmother and my mom. They go, just put a little bit of that. Oh, fuck. I'm like, all right. So that's honestly, it's like. It's funny how, some people know how to play an instrument, but they don't know how to read music.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how a lot of these home cooks know. Like, they're balancing flavors, and then they know how to get the exact flavor, the exact spice, and how to keep them balanced and the acidities at the right. But they don't know how they did it. Yeah. Like, they just know.
They just know they've done it this way every time. They don't know the
technical terms of like a tablespoon. Like, it's beautiful to me.
Did you ever see a few years ago, I think it was right before Pandy, and they shut it down very quickly. There was an app that you could make food from home, and then you could kind of scroll through, and it's like called Extra Plate or something like that. And like people would have home cooking, and you'd be like, all right, tonight I made fried chicken. If you want to plate fried chicken and greens or whatever, like here's the address, and you could like order from people. But they had to shut it down because there was no like food ratings. But for a little while, you could get like somebody's mom just cooked for the family, but made like 10 extra plates and sold them off. It's like, oh my god,
shit!
Like as a single dude, living by myself, it was like it was great.
Right now, I'm trying to find good pizza in LA, and it's like hard to find. But somebody put me up on this guy I follow him on Instagram. He doesn't have a lot of followers yet, but he sells pizza out of his apartment.
I've heard about this guy.
Yeah.
I think Steve told me about this.
Steve, or I don't know who. It was Joe Mandy who told me about this guy.
Okay.
Joe Mandy, and he was showing me the video. I followed him, and it just literally, I was like, this guy has to have a fucking brick oven in his place or something, or it's got to be a rooftop situation. But the pizza looks like New York, beautiful.
Yeah.
You have to order ahead of time, and he hands it to you outside his apartment lobby.
Right.
I'm like, oh.
Or like somebody told me he left it in a chair
or something. I don't know.
It's so like contactless. Have you had one yet?
No. Oof. That's like the next pizza. I've been getting Joe's a lot lately, but I'm just excited for this.
You don't live in the Valley, do you?
No, I live in Thai Town. I live in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a spot in the Valley near the Haha. There's that 5-way intersection. That Italian restaurant right there. They shave their own pepperoni and they make their own cheese.
Jesus Christ. Well, you're going to have to tell me.
Yeah.
Or do you remember it off top?
Little Tony's.
I was going to say it. Shout it out, baby.
Yeah.
Little Tony's, baby.
Use offer code Abrams for 20% off.
Nah. We're good people. Yeah. Go to Little Tony's.
L-I-L Tony's.
L-I-L Tony's.
Yeah. Or maybe it is Little. I don't know. If you look up either version of Little or Little.
They make their own cheese and then they
shave their own cheese.
Okay.
And I think they have somewhere that makes their pepperonis, but they cut them real small. It's the little, and then they curl when they cook it, so the juice.
I know it's gonna be good when I already have acid reflux before it hits my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is gonna hurt later.
And their salad, believe it or not, they're like Italian salad is like a starter.
Goated salad for me, dude.
Yeah.
Italian salad, if you get it right with like the vinaigrette and then like a cheese and like the caramel olives and shit. Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. Goated. It's so good.
Yeah. But other pizza spots, have you had Aoki Pizza? Steve Aoki, the DJ?
No.
Can't eat it there, and you can only get it from like DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in search for Steve Aoki. It's like, Mike Tyson's hot chicken. I'm all right. I don't fucking gotta have that. Stick to what your thing is.
Yeah. Did you know that who's the big guy? Shaq owns 150 Five Guys restaurants.
I know that. Not only that, he owns like a shit ton of businesses. The man is a genius.
Yeah.
A genius. And he was one of those guys, shout out to Shaq big time, like growing up, his shoe was affordable as a kid. Like and then like if you had them, you kind of got razzed a little bit, but the fact is that you had a shoe to play basketball in. That's all that mattered. Like they were like $30 versus like the Jordan, which was like $100 something bucks.
Man, 100 back in the 90s.
Yeah, back in the 90s was so much money.
Early 90s, I remember dudes wearing like $89 shoes to 8th grade. I was like, bro, are you fucking rich, dude?
Yeah. My new merch is actually it's the Shaq logo with like, it's me with a mic doing that, and it says Saul at the bottom. It's the exact Shaq logo, the Dunkman logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a big fan of Shaq.
Where can people get your merch right now? Is it on your website?
No, it's nothing on my website yet because I just started dabbling in merch. I'm trying to figure out what sells good on the road.
Yeah.
So right now, if you see me on the road, I'll have the shirts on me. So I'll definitely be on the road soon. Like I'll be on the road. When's it comes out?
I'm gonna drop it tonight.
Tonight, baby.
I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna go edit it here and drop it before I leave.
Okay, yeah. November 3rd, come see me in San Diego, man. I will. Yeah, San Diego. I definitely need ticket sales there. Yeah, and that's where I'll have the merch.
That's this Friday.
That's
2 days from today.
2 days from now.
Or maybe right now if you're listening a couple days late.
Hell yeah.
Where are you playing in San Diego?
The Mic Drop.
Okay.
Have you been there before?
Mm-mm.
They're independent, like a independent club. I definitely. The guy saw me at a festival, and he was cool. And I appreciate him giving me the shot with the one-nighter. Yeah.
Headlining.
Yeah.
Nice. Who are you taking with you?
Hormos Rashidi.
I love Hormos.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's my boy.
He's coming soon. If he's not in the next 3 or 4 episodes, I'll be surprised.
Hormos rules, man.
Dude.
He's the best. He's so fun.
Yeah.
He's such a little rascal. He's the boy who cried wolf, but he's still charming enough. Yeah, there's this thing that we called, as door guys call, getting mosed, because it's just him being like, he will tell customers like, hey, they come with like open-toed shoes. They go, do you have any closed-toe shoes at all? They'll go, no. They're like, what size are you? And he'll go right into the walkie-talkie. He'll go, he'll go 9. I'll go, can we get a size 9 shoe for, what's your name? She'll go, Gabby. For a Gabby? And she goes, is this serious? I go, no, absolutely not. Go 2 for 2. And he'll do that and he'll go, you. And he would do that for customers. He would just flat out lie to you for like a month. He'll go on with the bit. So it's just a bit with him.
Yeah.
But he's still charming enough to just be like, all right, that guy rules.
He has my favorite joke that I've heard in the last 2 years. The bumper sticker joke.
Oh my God. Such a fucking funny joke.
Because I've seen him do it and just watch the crowd go, huh? It's like the emotions that you go through.
Those are the best jokes.
Yes.
Man. When you're on the cusp of about to lose the crowd, and then you break the tension with that punchline. That's why Louis C.K. is so good.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, Chappelle obviously, but that's when it breaks the tension of like such a good punchline, such a good misdirect.
Yeah.
Those are the best jokes. That's why he opens for me everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm trying to take him to DC with me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
DC Improv?
The Comedy Loft.
Okay.
Yeah. The little room. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, one day the Improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they offered a weekend. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I haven't been out to. I've never been. I'm not a traveled man. So like outside of like the Western Hemisphere, like I've just started. I went to New York for the first time, and that's my favorite city.
When you get to DC, the oldest steakhouse in America is called H&H.
H&H, oldest steakhouse in America. All right, I'm gonna hit that. Hell yeah.
You're gonna enjoy it.
All right.
Saul.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is a great episode. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye.
This show's a piece of shit.